Ange won them a Europa League.
Personally, the Invincibles wasn't my favourite season.
No, I'm not talking
Wasn't
about
my
you.
favourite season.
You speak to every player that was with Nuno. They all loved working for him. And Ange, because I'm in favour of Ange. Remember, you know that I like Ange. I like his person. I like his character.
One club that would appear to be carrying on to doing what they're doing is Tottenham. So we're going to go back to the ownership league table. And we've had a look. Brighton, I think we both agreed, are near the top, and West Ham languishing near the bottom. We're not going to spend any time on Manchester United because they're absolutely
Let's not do that.
terrible this week as well.
No, because you were just...
Bottom as well. But Spurs. Spurs, basically, we've got Daniel Levy, who is no longer the chairman at Spurs as well. And everybody previously blamed Levy. Okay, the reason why Spurs are not doing particularly well in the league, Daniel Levy. So they have achieved the trophy now. But my point is the ownership group as well, behind Daniel Levy. Do you think they would have kept him in place for so long if they weren't particularly happy with how he was getting on?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Everybody talks about Daniel Levy, yeah? And again, football by different people are judged differently. So if we take the trophies away, Tottenham is what it is because that Daniel Levy. And
it's an amazing, amazing place to train, to
Training
watch football,
ground.
The name, the brand, they're in Europe, Champions League, you know.
And he hired their coach now.
Thomas Frank, yeah.
Thomas Frank, sorry.
He also hired Ange there.
He hired... Ange won them a Europa League. That's what you remember from Ange's time.
Listen, he, in the Spurs way, he got them into Europe.
Why do you have to do that?
Why do I have to do that?
No, let me ask you a question. Hold on. No. I'm not letting you have it. I'm not letting Seb have this one. I'm not letting Seb have this one.
Where is Ange?
Not letting Seb have this one. Hold on a second.
P45 in his ass.
Guys, listen.
Into the next club.
This podcast is going to get shut down. Yeah, I'm not letting Seb have it.
Come on then.
Invincibles. The Invincibles.
Yeah.
Okay? For me, that time was magic. Arsenal fan growing up. Does anyone remember they drew more games than they won?
Personally, the Invincibles wasn't my favourite season.
No, I'm not talking about you.
Wasn't my favourite season.
You see what he does?
What? Have an
Hold
opinion.
on. No,
Sorry, Kaz.
No.
Sorry for having an opinion.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm asking you a simple question. When people talk about the Invincibles, yeah? When you talk about the Invincibles, do you go, Invincibles that drew more than they won?
Yes.
You don't. You just stay straight Invincibles, right? So stop talking about Ange and Tottenham like that. Tottenham, yeah, Europe winning title last season. Don't matter about nothing else. Nobody talked to me about anything else. He won Europe and they're in Champions League because he did it and he set them up nicely. Now, don't get me wrong. Thomas Frank is doing amazing right now, right?
Okay, so I'll ask you a straight question then.
Yeah.
Is Thomas Frank an improvement on Ange?
In terms of what? I don't know yet.
As a coach, as a flat leader for your football club, who are you taking?
Who
are you
knows?
taking Ange or are you taking Thomas Frank? No, not who knows.
Who knows, bro?
Who
You
knows?
can't do
You're
that.
a professional player, you're a coach.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
You're in charge of a club. Who are you hiring, Ange or Thomas Frank?
Depends.
Oh, that's a very, very Seb, you would
Hold
answer
on.
that one.
It's not. Listen to what I'm saying. Excuse me. Do you think last season, let's not put what Thomas Frank would have brought, let's say just exactly what Ange had, yep, with Daniel Levy there as well, right? You think that he would have done any better than Ange?
Do I think he would have done better than Ange? In a league? Absolutely. Absolutely. And given their run in Europe? Yes. Personally speaking.
How can you do better running in Europe? He won the cup.
I think he'd equal it. So by virtue of actually getting a better league position.
All right. I respect your opinion.
And also as well, let's look at what Ange did at Nottingham Forest. Like I said, I love Ange because he's fantastic.
You can't even gauge that.
Of course you can. Of course you can.
I'm sorry, man, you can't.
The reason why was we're talking about appointments. So we've been talking about our ownership league, yeah? Mr. Marinakis, somebody who you know quite well, actually. quietness now. So,
In terms of what?
So.
In terms of
Marinakis basically makes the appointment with Ange Postecoglou. So they have been playing counter-attack football solidly now for the past 18 months, hugely successfully. So what are we going to do? Let's go and appoint Ange. Ange, you play on the counter.
Hold on.
mate, I'm not doing counter football. I stick to my own principles. I do whatever the hell I want to do.
Hey, that's a terrible, terrible accent. But listen,
Sam's been coaching me as well.
hear what I'm saying. That's not Ange's fault, though.
Of course it's his fault.
How is it his fault?
Of
Hold
course
on,
it's his
you're-
fault. Okay, Ange, right? It's the same sort of thing, right? You've got a machine, right? The team is the machine. So let's say you've got a 4x. We've been talking about car crashes at the moment, yeah? Let's say this machine is a 4x4. What are you going to do? You're going to take it on a racetrack and rag it, or you're going to go maybe off-roading in it? Or what happens if you take a sports car off-road? Doesn't perform properly.
Okay, cool.
Breaks
What
down.
happened if
doesn't
that
work. And that's Ange's
4x4?
problem.
No, not having it. Not having it.
Absolutely.
What happened if that 4x4 was already giving you problems? Yeah, because that Nottingham Forest team, that Marinakis was already giving problems to Nuno. Yeah, that's why he cut. Okay,
Listen, that
yeah.
100% right.
Okay,
That was
so
a
that
Marinakis.
4x4, you bought the 4x4, but you don't know the history under the hood with that 4x4. You understand what I'm saying? That 4x4 wasn't even running on four wheels
Was it
no
a cut
more.
and shut?
It was running on two. And guess what?
4x3.
It was the right side at the back and the left side at the front. Do you get what I'm saying? Mad. So you can't do that to Ange. I'm not having it, bro. Let me ask you a question. Seriously, do you think 9 games in charge? Honestly, I know what you're saying about
Do I think
Ange.
9 games in charge?
Of that Forest, that disconnected, just by every Brazilian.
100% right. No, whatever that period of time that he had, it's not really sufficient to be able to make any kind of impact or any kind of significant change, which is why, as a manager going in there, you shouldn't change anything. Now, your first instinct as a coach is going to go in there and say, okay, I'm going to, training's at this time, training's at that time. All right, Forest had the best finish they've had for God knows how many years. All right, they're in Europe again for God knows how many years.
Cam,
So,
what was their results before Ange, please?
So why are you going to change something that is
Because that wasn't working.
But it was working.
No,
it
the
was
start of
working.
this
Look at the
season, it weren't
league.
working.
No. All right, the start of the season, fair enough, but that was, if 9 weeks isn't enough for Ange or whatever it was, then surely Nuno has more time to correct that seam that he got up to those heights himself last season.
Yes, yeah. I'm not saying who's the better coach. Go on.
The results out. Right, first league game of the season against Brentford, 3-1 win. Second league game against Crystal Palace, 1-1. Third league game against West Ham, 3-0 loss.
That's a terrible result. It's probably the one.
Next game, 3-0 loss to Arsenal. And then Ange comes in, I think was his first appointment, Swansea.
So then look at this then, Cam.
Is that the one they lost as well?
Yeah, 3-0
Yeah.
to Swansea.
So then look at this then. There's something going on because that's not bad results from Nuno, right?
There's no, exactly. It's not a
something's
run
gone
of
on.
results to sack somebody who's just got your team into Europe.
And what I'm saying is then, and this is what I keep saying to people, we're trying to make what people don't understand. What we're trying to say is that it doesn't matter how many times you chop and change the coach. There's something internally with ownership that needs to change, right? So direction, whoever your CEO might be, your technical director, obviously you're not just going to sell the club like, oh, I'm the problem. No one's going to do that.
Well, a lot of the issues seem to have come around since Eddie has come in, the former Arsenal sporting director, the Brazilian midfielder, when he joined the club. So he replaced Ross Wilson. Ross Wilson has now turned up at Newcastle United. Ross previously at Southampton, done great work at Rangers as well. Ross is a stable, intelligent, really shrewd football operator. A fantastic signing for Newcastle. I think that arguably the loss of somebody behind the scenes who you don't really hear too much about can be massively destabilising for a manager because you don't have somebody to do that. Because Marinakis, let's face it, on our league owners table, where are you putting Marinakis? Because the fact that he's got rid of Ange so quickly...
You don't want to know my listen.
I've put a little bit higher. Because he's realised he's made a balls up and he's gone for it.
I don't think he's realised that. I think it's so much ego where he can't control Ange. Ange is not a controllable, like in terms of this is what I want you to do. Ange will be like, yeah, mate, but I don't do it like
you
this.
criticised my accent.
I just said, yeah, mate.
You criticised my
I
accent.
just said, yeah, mate.
But no, I get your point entirely.
I just think that's what it is. I don't think results had anything to do with it.
So with Marinakis as well, you've had personal dealings with him face to face?
Yes.
How do they go? What is he like as a guy?
A win
Is
for
he-
Kazim.
Is he a big physical presence? Because some people, you know, have aura. You know, it's a word that is very, very often used today. But I mean it in the classic sense of somebody who can walk into a room, fill it up. You know what I mean? Your back is turned, but you feel them coming in. What is he like?
I think this Maniakis and the one that I know,
A different.
maybe, yeah, because in his country, he is like,
So let's put that into perspective then,
Yeah.
exactly. So you're going in to see the king of the country, essentially.
Basically.
Who runs that stuff.
Everything.
Who has overseen such a financial empire within his own country that the state itself is thankful to him.
100%.
Now, we've already gone over the state of Greek football as well last week, which I quite enjoyed. But how much of a difference does that make then? Because now he's
think-
in a political eye, he's on a kind of level, because he's not seen as a big dog in England, is he?
No. I think as a businessman, so shrewd.
Yeah.
Like in terms of his personal businesses, how he makes his money. Yeah. What he's trying to do in football terms now, in terms of trying to buy Sao Paulo, bought the other clubs that he's buying, trying to make it an empire. But I think that ego that he has don't work over here. No one's scared of Maniakis.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, there isn't the same kind of...
there's not that good aura or bad aura that people care about here. Okay.
But overall, the job that he's done with Nottingham Forest, club that was perennially in the Championship, stuck there, couldn't get the hell out, poorly financed, badly run. No other way to say it, badly run.
Well, you say that. They had one good season. The season before that nearly got relegated, right? Did they not?
Yeah, but in the sense of what he's
And
done
Nottingham
or
Forest-
taken the club, I would say
Okay,
that...
yeah. But hear what I'm saying. Nottingham Forest and my Derby guys won't like it are a massive club anyway. Historically, massive club.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah.
So it's always, if you look at history, it's always going to come back. Because their following, their fans, you know, are always going to be there. You know, Europe winning twice, right? They won Europe twice. Champions League, Europe winning team. Like, historically, it's a massive club.
It's a huge club, yeah.
I think what he got right was he funded it well. Yep, he did. But the appointment of Nuno was his biggest thing, and I think his ultimate downfall will be his sacking of Nuno.
And you think that could possibly come back to haunt them across this season?
Oh, 100%. I think if you speak to every...
third manager already this year,
This is what I'm saying to you, and
right?
I've been there, man. Like, if you speak to every player that was with Nuno, they all loved working for him.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah,
He's a very, very,
Not just a nice guy. I think, did you see
very
his first interview at West Ham?
charismatic human being.
I just loved what he said. He said, look, guys, you can all have opinion. You can all come and see me and we can talk. It's not going to change the outcome, but I want you all to understand you got a voice and we can talk about it. For me, that is, man, yeah, okay. Let's go, man. Let's go, boss. What we doing now?
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? And then when you go to maybe an Ange, because I'm in favour of Ange. Remember, you know that I like Ange. I like his person. I like his character. But it might be something different. I don't know. Maybe he's like that. I just haven't seen that. You understand what I mean? So you also, when you're looking for coaches, you also got to look like, did you want Ange to be a stabler?
Yeah.
Did you want him to push you up? What did you hire Ange for?
And I think that's why, as well, you're going more on the Marinakis side than having any kind of blame for Ange, because you
100%.
know what you're getting.
You
when
know
you
what you're
sign
getting.
the
He's
guy,
not coming to do that counter football. And you know what? We all saying Ange, but I guarantee you, Ange in that meeting would have said that.
Yeah.
So then 8 weeks later, and remember, you've had 2 weeks. We say 8 weeks, right? You've had 2 weeks national FIFA date as well.
Yeah. Within that time.
Within that time. So window was over. Didn't bring no one in. He's got literally that. And you know what it's like. These players would have been like done already. Like, whoa, what's going on? I want out of here.
Yeah,
they could have
you
seen that
check
from
out
a long
links
time.
before,
yeah. And he's got to do all that. So now, who's took over now? Nottingham Forest.
Don't even know who they put in place.
Oh man, who's took over? Yeah, Cam, you're on that. We look lazy.
Sean Dyche.
Sean Dyche.
Sean Dyche, that's it.
So Sean Dyche will go in there now,
So he was
And he will
appointed the day
stabilise.
before yesterday.
Yep.
And Dyche will.
and he will say, "All right, Marinakis, we will do that
he's
counter."
going to keep them in the division. That's what his
Right.
job is going to be
So
there as well.
What
yeah.
I'm saying is, should he have done Dyche before he
Before.
done Ange?
Yeah.
Do you understand
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm not here
And that
saying
is direct from the ownership as well.
direct.
Now, before we wrap up this little ownership section, want to very quickly touch on Crystal Palace. Steve Parish and his group, 2012, they took over
They've
the club
done
as well.
amazing work.
Amazing work as well.
Amazing
So
work.
a shout to them. But the one I want to pick out in particular is William Foley at Bournemouth.
Amazing work. Can I say something quickly though? What have both of them done really well? That they've both done in different ways.
I would say they've established a style within their clubs. They have a
One,
yeah.
but for me, do you know what the main thing is? Have you seen both their training grounds now?
I haven't been to Bournemouth's new one, but previously it was particularly substandard.
Terrible.
Terrible.
Palace
and
the same.
embarrassing. And Palace, exactly. At Copers
And look
Cope
what
Road
they've
as
done.
well. You know the weights room. So Palace, Copers Cope Road. You take the right down the little alleyway. You got the parking at the front there, and they had the 2-story building as the main first team thing. I remember when they put the gym upstairs to have a little bit more space around, but unfortunately it was a little bit heavy, and the floor came through. That's a Premier League football club, you know what I
This is
mean?
what I'm
And these
saying.
are happening. I mean, it's not just Palace specific either. You know, these are happening. Brentford's training ground.
Was terrible.
That
yeah.
was terrible. So I know they've done that, but the thing at Bournemouth that I think they have done is they have recruited amazingly well. And when Gary O'Neill got fired from them, people were up in arms. You know, the whole of media saying, how can you get rid of this guy for this Spaniard?
Nobody knows. Yeah.
And now he is in line
For everything.
everything. So I think when it comes to the leadership table, I would say that Brighton,
But
Brentford
also,
historically.
they both have such good recruitment.
Oh, listen, they know what they're
Man,
doing.
they have great recruitment. Look at
Semenyo.
Oh my! I was just about to say Semenyo was talking about him, and then you go. So if we go 1 for 1, you got Semenyo, and then you got the striker at Palace, Mateta.
Yeah. Yeah, and you had
Yeah.
Ouattara as well, who they
No,
sold
we
to
can
Brentford
go. We can
before.
just keep going.
And there's is
And
interchangeable.
look at all the players Bournemouth sold last year.
Ooh, that's my point. Is that listen with Brighton? I think that Tony Bloom has done the on pitch amazingly well. He's done the off pitch amazingly well, and you know there's a good atmosphere, but it's coming from quite a low threshold in the first place. Bournemouth similar, but I would say with their sales, with their recruitment, and with their decision making at that time as well. And Bournemouth seem to have a little bit more ambition than Brighton. And I would say that for me puts them at number 1. And the one who's at the bottom of that leadership table, no surprise to me, is the Glazers. Nowhere near good enough.
Yeah, it's
so
been
Jim
too long
Radcliffe,
now.
basically, for somebody who's very bright, is a bit of an idiot to find out that he doesn't.
I
actually
don't
own the
want to
club.
go off Palace too quick though. Palace for years have had such an amazing catchment and still do. Now to match that with their first team expectation, man, Parish, well done.
Yeah.
And I know you don't need that from me. I'm a nobody too, but
No,
man,
but
it's lovely. It's lovely to see. I even bought my son a Palace jersey. Even their jerseys are better now. Like it's one
everything
for me.
about it.
Everything
Listen,
like
you
for
know-
me now, Palace is one of the nicest jerseys in the league.
You know that I relate everything to food, and you can tell the health of a club by its short rib. And again, amazing food in the Palace lounges, but it was a marked difference. You know what I mean? If you come here and the guy's giving you 4 chicken nuggets, you know, in a basket, in some sort of piece of crap, and the next time you're coming along, you've got some amazing.
Do you think Bournemouth are going to get a new
as
stadium?
well. I think ultimately,
You think that's the next step?
it has to be, but there's 2 things. First of all, is a catchment area. Like, how many people extra are they going to fit into that stadium? So, do they need it? Number one, I would rather they possibly
Fan engagement a little bit more.
just made the stadium a bit better. Because again, around Sandbanks in that area, it's
tough,
one of the most
though.
expensive places,
Listen,
in terms of real
Sandbanks,
estate
you don't
in the
even
world.
get no 3G.
In the
You're
world.
on E. You're on E. Edge of the world. Yo, Sandbanks, listen, I love that they have no 5G over there. You don't see no 5G towers. They ain't having none of that over there.
Yeah.
Do you know what's weird? It's a bit different to the West Ham. See, they've done it different, like you said, and I love that because it is about opinions. So where I said like maybe they need to understand their fan base a little more better, I think Bournemouth has done that because their stadium is not the loudest either.
Yeah.
But it's really compact.
Yes.
And what they've gone and done is, you know what? Okay, because of our catchment, we ain't got crazy fanatics. But you know what? We're going to get a style of play. And their style of play,
And what a difference.
man, they're going to do well to hold on to Semenyo for a little while longer.
But I think that they will already know that. They'll be really, really well aware that he's going to be leaving this summer. 100%. He's going to be
Going
leaving
World
this
Cup.
summer. Oh, it's going to be good.
He's going World Cup. Yeah, he's gone in.